Most of my past experiences have been quick and uncomfortable, but I have the impression that this one took a considerable amount of time. I really felt like I was having sex with an incarnated man. That is another hell of a sentence.
Dude.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I got Jonathan Ryder. Am I the asshole for not telling my friend about his potential real dad?
Oh, okay.
Names have been changed to protect identities. I attended a party where my friend Cody shared a shocking revelation about our mutual friend Derek. He revealed that Derek's biological father is not his real dad. And Derek is completely unaware of this. Intrigued, I asked Cody how he had come to know this information. Cody explained that Derek's mother has been having an ongoing affair with his stepfather, who Derek has never met. Cody disclosed that his mother is fully aware of the situation. The only reason she hasn't divorced his stepfather is because she is waiting for him to die so that she can inherit the entire estate. To my astonishment, Cody showed me a picture of his stepfather. Okay. Cody showed me a picture of his stepfather, and to my surprise, Derek bears a striking resemblance to him. Cody made me promise not to reveal this information to Derek, as it would not only devastate Derek's family, but also his parents. He warned me that breaking up a family would have devastating consequences. It has been approximately 8 years since I had this conversation with Cody, and we have not spoken since. However, I maintain a close relationship with Derek. Occasionally, I feel guilty for not telling Derek the truth, but I am reluctant to take responsibility for potentially causing irreparable harm to a family, especially since his mom passed a few weeks ago. Oh, well, that's not the right time.
That took a turn. So wait, the original mom?
Yes.
The one that was waiting for the
mom that was having an affair.
Waiting for the estate.
Yeah, died first.
Hiding illegitimate children to not share the estate with.
So,
whoa.
First, I'd make sure he gets any inheritance.
Yeah, now, okay. If it were just...
Oh, man.
That's messy.
This is all kinds of messy. I
personally have, like, I didn't know my biological dad until I was 39. 40? Until I was 39. And, like, I would have liked to.
Ooh.
So I can, like, empathize with...
But how long did you know that your biological dad was out there?
I was 10 or younger.
Okay. So you had a big, like, for your entire adolescence and adulthood, you knew this guy was out there.
Yes.
Your parents didn't make it a big secret.
No, my mom told me, but then she, like, left it up to me to decide. And I couldn't fathom what that really meant, you know, until, like, later I started, you know, understanding what happens to people, you know.
Yeah.
It's a lot of psychological things that happen, like, oh, he didn't reach out to me, I'm unwanted, there's like, you know, all that kind of stuff. So then, like, but if Derek is completely unaware.
Sounds like he's completely unaware.
And, okay,
Man, I mean, you'd also have to think about Derek's dad's feelings, not his biological father.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The man who raised him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get the vibe these people are older. Like, this party thing sounds like it happened in, like, college or something. It sounds like the type of juicy gossip to take a few drinks.
Yes.
To be like, by the way, my dad's, you know.
Yeah.
And so these people, to me, sound like they're 30s at least. And, you know, old enough for the mom to have passed away.
The estate thing is the way it was worded, where like she was, like she had a stated intention, you know.
Yeah.
Like it was out, at least out in the open.
I mean, let's get this straight. Legally, he's his dad's father. He's his dad's son. That's who's on the birth certificate. That's who's raising the whole, like.
Yes.
Legally, unless he did some kind of, like, I believe, paperwork,
Right.
He was always going to be this guy's son. And that the guy has nothing to say about it. The guy who raised him.
Yes.
So it's not like he can lose his inheritance or anything. I would say, dude, you have 2 innocent victims of this woman. You have Derek and Derek's dad. Man, I feel like you're just...
So Cody...
Now they only have each other.
True.
So could what?
Cody was the person who told the poster, am I understanding that correct?
Yes.
About Derek.
Yes.
And Cody's dad is Derek's dad?
It sounds like Cody's stepdad is Derek's
Cody's
dad.
stepdad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cody could be full of shit.
Yeah, there's no proof.
Ooh, what do you think, guys?
Is he the asshole for not telling? Is that the question?
Yeah. Is he the asshole for not telling? I would say no. I mean, dude, that's such a can of worms to open up, and you don't even know if it's true.
Right.
I mean, if
there would be no way to prove it.
If this is eating you up, if this is really eating you up, I would say reaching out to Cody's stepdad might be an interesting first step. Reach out to Cody.
Hey, was it the Zimas that we were chugging that night?
Mm-hmm.
Were you telling a little fib to be funny at the party, or
was there, or you could just know something's going on with these two, but like, did he hear it from his stepdad?
Yeah. It also could be like the stepdad is black and the
yeah.
like a Derek is like mixed and they're
striking resemblance.
Right. He's just like
they both can dance.
I don't know.
I honestly, as much as I would want to know my real, if you told me right now, hey, by the way, the guy you think's your real dad's not your real dad, do you want to know who it is? Possibly. I would want to know.
Yes.
But part of me, I mean, I would err on the side of wanting to know, but like if I just, man, if you don't really, dude, that's just, you're messing
So,
with...
like, he's not close with Derek.
No, he is still close with Derek. The poster's close with Derek.
He's not close with Cody.
Correct.
I got you, okay. So
he hasn't had a, yeah.
I would say he is the asshole for not telling.
He says he has not spoken to Cody since. This was the last conversation they ever had.
And it was like 8 years ago or something
Yes.
like that? Yeah. I would say... I am like empathizing with Derek, and I would want to know.
Right.
And that's, I can only put myself in that situation. I would be pissed that if I found out that it was 8 years that he knew and didn't tell me.
Yeah.
And in that time, the mom had passed away.
Yeah.
So there was no way to find out the whole truth kind of thing. Right. I would be pissed that he didn't tell before, but you don't know.
And I'm going to assume that, dude, the biological father might even be dead.
Do you think it's possible that only the mom knew that the affair?
Yeah, but see, no, Cody would have gotten that information from his stepdad. I think Cody put 2 and 2 together. He knew about the affair.
He said the picture thing, so yeah, maybe it wasn't like a conversation. Maybe he did just kind of sleuth it out.
I think Cody found out about the affair his stepdad was having. Man, Cody... I feel like Cody's the asshole. Unless he fucking...
He just...
How could you not know without a DNA test? I mean...
Yeah.
Women can be attracted to guys that look similar. They might have a type. Maybe,
Yeah. He's got big bushy eyebrows. So does Derek.
I just don't. Okay, so it's good to know that you would want to go. No, if I find out you have a third father, I'll definitely tell you. But I personally, I'm not sure at this stage in my life I would want to know.
If you find out I have a third father, do not tell me.
Okay.
The implications of that I was in fact a test tube baby, and I just made a soup, and then there's a bunch of ingredients in the soup.
I'm gonna go not the asshole because I personally think this is too explosive. I think it implicates too much. I'm thinking about Derek's dad, the guy who raised him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the fact that they're in complete bliss right now, that you really don't know. It's not like the guy showed you DNA evidence. I would, at the very most, reach out to Cody, get some verification, reassess. I would not just haul off and tell him this information. Because he's going to have so many questions.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of like a high school friend, Ted. If you told me my dad was Ted's dad, like, I mean, what would that even mean to me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I never had a relationship with this guy, like, the guy might not even know he's the father. Phew, comment below.
This is a lot.
That's a lot. Let's move on. Are you going asshole, though? Are you saying he should tell him?
Well, I think you should tell him.
Okay. I would probably err on the side of not, but I totally respect your opinion.
Oh, damn it.
I can do another one while you're looking.
Oh, never mind. I figured it out. Okay. I got one. I got an interesting one for you.
Okay. Okay.
User.
My dog died and my best friend... Okay, sorry, keep going.
Okay. User FunStatistician827 says...
Fun with statistics.
I had a sexual encounter with a spirit last night. Hello, I'm 24 years old, female, and I'd like some serious, italic bold advice on what to do about this situation. I posted about this on another spiritual community, but I want different opinions and points of view. Please, if you are not going to take it seriously, please just skip this post.
Can I pause you for a second?
Yeah.
What subreddit is this from?
Astral projection.
Interesting.
I just typed the word advice into...
No, this is great.
Yeah,
this is
I was
great.
trying to find something a little off the beaten path. Okay, I had my first period with 11 years old, and since then I have sexual encounters with spirits. I know it's a hell of a sentence. I know I know it sounds like bullshit for most people. That is why I decided to come and initiate a discussion about it here. I grew up in a Christian family with zero knowledge of the spiritual realm. Many times during my teens, I found myself on projective catalepsy, being touched by spirits. I have no idea if it is the same spirit, but I don't think so. The approach is usually different. For many years, it just scared the shit out of me because I only understood the sexual nature of the whole thing around 16 years old. It disturbed my sleep a lot. I would wake up, that's in quotes, screaming, and no one in my family would understand why, because I was really ashamed to tell my mom what happened. Until my 19s, this person has to not be English as a first language. Until my 19s, I would avoid sleeping during the night until I got help from spiritualists and it decreased. It is really rare to happen nowadays. I've been very sexually frustrated lately, but I managed the feeling on my own. Me too, bud. 2 days ago, I was
If any ghost want to jack me off.
2 days ago, I was taking an afternoon nap and a spirit came to disturb me during projective catalepsy, saying something about I am his.
Uh-oh.
I've been told this. Yeah, I've been told this twice in the past, but it's been so long since it happened that I ignored it, especially because he didn't touch me. I just felt a very heavy, obsessive energy. Yesterday, I was a bit sexually frustrated and decided to just go to sleep. I woke up to someone touching me. Usually in these situations, I wake myself up, but this time it didn't even cross my mind. The energy felt extremely, quote, familiar, and it didn't seem malicious. On the contrary, I felt very comfortable. The spirit was very kind, question mark. A gentle lover.
Very giving. Very generous lover.
The communication was mainly by thoughts, and I found myself enjoying the experience. Most of my past experiences have been quick and uncomfortable, but I have the impression that this one took a considerable amount of time. I really felt like I was having sex with an incarnated man. That is another hell of a sentence. The spirit really made sure to give me pleasure. He was a very generous lover. He even held hands with me while in the act, and it felt very, very intimate. I could have opened my astral body's eyes and seen the face, but because of teenage traumas, I chose to keep my eyes closed. When it was all over, I immediately felt my body being released, in quotes, and I was able to move again, but I fell asleep soon afterwards, and I found myself projected, surrounded by unknown spirits. Is this something I should be worried about? I am not captivated. I know they do it just to steal some energy, but the familiarity felt so weird, and the spirit said, I am his, though I don't know if it was said by the same spirit. Seriously, has anyone here ever experienced a similar situation?
Holy shit. Okay. I'll take it seriously. She asked for it to be taken seriously. I had to look up projective catalepsy.
I think it's like kind of like sleep paralysis,
Yes.
but you're deliberately projecting, astrally projecting.
Yeah, it's a sleep paralysis or OBE related. So this is an incubus, right? Isn't that like the definition of an incubus? So
Yes.
I would say
Or a succubus?
succubus is a female incubus.
Incubus is a man?
Okay, my biases aside, you're kind of being sexually assaulted by ghosts. Like, you don't even know
Yes.
what this entity is. It says you're his. You don't want to open your eyes. You've had traumatic experiences with this. And then you say, I know it's just sucking my energy. So even in like your world, you know this thing is using you. It's like a parasite. I won't even say, the words demon, all the shit I'm thinking from my fucking worldview, but like, let's just call it like it is in your world. You say it's sucking energy from me. That's all it is. I'm not going to become captive, but it's trying to make you captive because it's calling you it.
One way or the other, whether through like aggression or like seduction.
Right. And it's claiming ownership over you while being a parasite, like a sexual parasite over you. Plus, just generally, if you're into spiritual stuff, no matter what almost, no matter what your practices are, your beliefs are, sexuality is a very base, very lower vibration. It's a very like, whether you're New Age, Christian, whatever, Buddhist, sexuality is a very base, animalistic, like vibration to be at. So you said you went to bed kind of sexually frustrated. I'll take you at your word. Some entity, some ghost, some spirit, whatever you want to call it, came and sexually assaulted you. It's literally saying you're his, but you also say he's a parasite, just getting energy from you. So he's like essentially this evil or just nasty thing. This malevolent thing is treating you like a sex animal thing to suck your energy and like, so I don't know how you could see this as a good thing.
This is saying that in the tradition of the incubus, impregnation is a purpose of doing this.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying.
That's terrifying. I mean, look, dude, I'm trying to take this person at their words and their beliefs. My mind wants to go two directions. She mentions past trauma. So I want to go...
From this context.
Oh, is that what she said?
I think that's what she was implying.
Or was like molested or something. Trigger warning.
Yes.
For a second ago. Trigger warning for the thing I just said. So, like, I want to know, my, like, science brain wants to know what her trauma is and what her past experience is, which could be causing these dreams or experiences. And then everything inside my religious brain is screaming, demon, demon, demon. So I'm trying to go down the middle here at your own belief system. But even in your own belief system, seems like a nasty... base, lower level spirit that's using you.
I'm asking ChatGPT, are there benevolent sexual spirits?
I don't see how there can be, because you can't really have consent.
Benevolent or neutral? Nymphs in Greek. Apsaras in Hindu. They're celestial nymphs. Known for their beauty and grace, they often dance in the heavens. They are associated with sensuality. Okay, so they're not like, they're more of like, Hindu and Buddhists seem to have some. Shinto, Kami are associated with love relations. See, this isn't like, that's more of like,
this thing's assaulting you.
Yeah.
And then it's like, just because you enjoy it, there's people who get actually sexually assaulted who like still experience some physical pleasure. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It doesn't make it consensual.
Yes.
That it took its time with you, or that's how I feel about the alien abduction thing too. Like, oh my God, everything goes back to this. Something comes to you while you're sleeping, takes control of you, you're catatonic, does sexual things to you you didn't agree to. You can't put a happy face on that in like any worldview. You just got straight up molested by some nasty thing. Like, you probably didn't want to open your eyes because you were terrified of what you'd see. Or it wouldn't let you, which is freaky. You know what this thing probably looks like? It probably looks like a fucking nasty octopus.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've said too much.
Is she the asshole for...
Am I the asshole for having sex with a ghost?
No, I would say talk to someone with a Christian perspective, and don't take the advice of spiritualists, because they're just pulling a hodgepodge of whatever. It's like I don't know. Get a unbiased perspective.
There's so many people in that realm that make everything love and light. Like, there is no evil, there is no bad.
That's what that's what I'm getting at. Like, and also talk to a fucking professional, have a psychological evaluation done. Like,
do that.
Go to therapy and work through whatever trauma. I know there are therapists who deal with like this type of stuff, even if it never happened in the physical world.
Yeah,
it's still
trauma.
Psychologically, it's doing the same thing to you. So like, that's why she's probably rationalizing that it. I don't know it. Anyway, she said she needed advice, and that's our advice.
That's our advice, yo. Wow, that got fucking heavy. Was that the doozy you promised yesterday?
Yeah.
That delivered.
I thought so.
That delivered. That's a freaking woo, boy.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna skip that one that I was gonna do. Okay. Would I be this person's username is Decent Flatworm.
Yuck.
Would I be the asshole if I confront my wife about her work husband? Back in our wheelhouse here. My wife, 30, and I, 38, have different careers. I work in a trade and she works in an office. I have been to more than a few office parties and I've met multiple coworkers as well. Everyone knows that she is married. If they haven't met me, then I'm sure that the ring on her finger is an indication enough that she's married. Anyways, at this year's New Year's Eve party, there was a man who basically immediately latched onto my wife as soon as we arrived. If they were friends, I wouldn't have a problem with this, but he introduced himself as her work husband. At first, I was a bit confused because I have no idea what a work husband is, but you know, that kind of, there are people punch you in the mouth. What does he say in Office Space? Has anyone ever told you you have a case of the Mondays? Like, no, I believe you get your ass kicked or something like. That's exactly what this is. He's like a construction worker.
Yeah.
I would have a problem with this, but he introduced himself as her work husband. At first, I was a bit confused because I have no idea what a work husband is. But then he explained that he takes care of my wife at work. That was not the way to explain it, buddy. Yeah. Basically a husband, but only at work. In the moment, I kind of just laughed it off. But as I think more, and every time she leaves for work, it makes me more uncomfortable. I don't know if I'm overreacting and this is normal, but I don't like the idea of her needing/having a work husband when I'm right here. Would I be the asshole if I confronted her? I don't want to possibly make an issue where there is none.
This is
interesting.
To me, this is a fucking quagmire. It's like a weird, it's a meme. Yeah. It's literally a fucking meme that people have like made manifest. And then like,
yes.
Oh, it's nothing. It's literally, but at the same time, if you called it the guy I'm emotionally cheating on you with at work every day,
yeah,
then it gets into like actual damage to the relationship.
Oh.
It's like such a dissonant. It's cognitive dissonance, at best.
I feel like I've been a work husband.
I could say I've had similar types of.
It is an office thing for some reason. I don't know.
But I mean, you're like captive with your coworkers.
Workplaces are tough, dude.
Work does like provoke emotional
bonds.
Yes.
Yeah, shared trauma, shared goals, shared
common enemy,
space,
common friends, like
gossip, social circles.
I get, but to call it a husband,
I think that's the biggest problem I have with it. It's just that our culture calls it that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything necessarily wrong with having like a female or male work friend. I mean, I'll tell you right now, my mom, I don't know if she'd ever use this term. She had a job that was just like, she probably did a great job, but she had a job that was running her ragged for a couple of years. And she had this guy, he was just this gay guy in like Rhode Island who, I mean, I could confidently say that was her work husband. And there would be nothing there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just different generations, different sexual orientations, but I would say that they like definitely to this day they still talk. Definitely bonded over how shitty that place was. You know, like I said, I can think of one particular relationship I had at work with this married person who we would 100% from the morning to the time one of us left be helping each other. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like calling it husband and wife though. I think that's weird.
Yeah.
And you're right. If emotional cheating's a real thing too. I don't feel like I was in that realm, but dude,
what? Yeah. I mean, he says I take care of her. Like, what does that mean?
That is weird. That is fucking.
And maybe
weird.
that's his way of telling. Like, those are just the words he had, and the other guy didn't. Yeah.
I mean, if what that means,
or that's like how the husband described, the actual husband was describing his telling of it.
I go down on your wife in the coffee room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say, talk to your wife. Don't let this bottle up.
And you can just like, okay, this is like basic. This is therapy 101. Just start with I feel statements.
Yeah, I would say the only problem I have with this is the word confront.
Yes, because he already knows he probably feels stronger than he's letting himself. But just say, I feel uncomfortable about this, and then go from there. Like, it could be nothing.
I know where she's gonna, dude, if she's like a typical. She's gonna be like, "What is my one friend at work?" I mean, you gotta trust your wife to be pretty cool with this conversation.
Yeah,
but I do feel like he deserves the conversation. You can't just throw around terms like that. Or is it so culturally ubiquitous that if you have a work friend of the opposite sex, that's just what you just call it?
Colloquial.
Like I said, my mom, hers was this gay dude who was like 20 years younger than her. You know what I mean? Like, mine was this,
I would say 80-20 rule. It is just like the colloquial term, and it's probably more situations like your mom than his type of situation.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the guy would have, he sounds like a straight dude. The work husband sounds like a straight,
Yeah.
And but also
I would say if the guy was flaming at the Christmas party, then this husband would have picked up on that, and then we probably would not be reading this.
Yes, that's what. Yeah. Is he the asshole for wanting to confront her? No. I would say no, not the asshole.
No. All you recognize is that you don't understand, and it's not even clear to us what the fucking contours of this are. Something sent off his spidey sense, and if you don't feel comfortable talking to your wife, that's a problem. I hope she's cool though, because I could see this going downhill really fast. I can't have friends. You're so jealous. You know what I mean? You both gotta be cool.
Yeah, it could be a very simple...
This could become a you control me shit real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, here's one. Have sex with a ghost. There's always ghosts. She has this work guy she's out banding around.
That's good advice. Dennis, that's good advice.
Why are any of us... yeah, I don't know. I like that one because it's so ambiguous. Why I picked it. To me, it's ambiguous. If you disagree, drop a comment below. We're gonna start replying to you again real soon. By the way, we've been busy.
I think I caught us up for this last week.
Oh hell yeah!
So, Lori and Tony are devoted fans.
Let's go. Yeah, I'm gonna say not the asshole for confronting his wife. Just don't dude.
Yeah.
I'd say hopefully he got enough good answers on here that he knows work husband, work wife does not mean you be fucking.
Yes.
It is just kind of a gross term we have in culture that doesn't really respect the sanctity of what marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just kind of a ugh.
But there's also a weird, because it's ambiguous, the relationship between the work husband and the wife could it's just giggling and joking, and we have this thing at work, but because it's in that ambiguous realm, she's not going to stop and say, hey, I'm married, and set the boundary, because that will create a weird awkwardness
because it's at work
with her co-worker who is also her work husband. It creates the awkwardness at the base of the relationship there, which is their work together.
So what you're saying is we need to keep women in the home.
We all know.
Drop a like.
We all know the Rockefeller Foundation started the feminist movement
Subscribe
to double the tax base.
Like for women in the workplace. No. I think this type of thing is inevitable, though.
Yeah,
it is inevitable. I've had guy work best friends too, but I wouldn't say he's my work husband. You know what I mean? I'd say when I said I think I was someone's work husband and they were my work wife. I'm just thinking about how close we work together and stuff, and nothing happened there. Nothing would have ever happened there. But I'm taking my cultural understanding of you know what I mean? And dude, okay, let's say you get lunch together a lot. If there is flirting and stuff, that's one thing.
Right.
I just think this is a word people throw out so much that it's so, dude. You nailed it. The first thing you said nailed it. You said if this is code for emotional cheating, that's a whole other thing. And if it's just a fucking weird word we have.
The other thing I was thinking is there is a weird, we're all being isolated by our devices.
Uh-huh.
And this is probably a common thing, but it has gone from this end of like a horseshoe to this end where it's like a joke and this like romanticized idea of what would just be a common emotional bond with a coworker in the 80s. You wouldn't make that joke before the internet.
No, it's like a very sitcom-y.
It's, but like we literally do not. We like feel isolated by the internet. Does this make sense? Do you kind of see where I'm going with it?
I definitely think it's a modern, and I think the internet contributes for sure.
It like.
Well, look, these are the places people used to make friends: church, work. You know what I mean? Like you be in the union,
church, work, bar, some
bowling league,
sport organ. Yeah,
we used to be way more like connected, and like so work is like the only thing left for most people.
Right.
Like it would be insane to tell somebody not to have friends at work. Your life would just be fucking miserable. Like,
yeah.
I bet it's innocent.
Yeah.
Now, if they had not called it work husband, this guy probably wouldn't think too much of it. Either that, or he's freaking jealous, possessive, and he would have been like, she talks to men at work.
Did he say? I don't know.
Did he say what?
Did he say he didn't know what it was?
He said, yeah. It sounds like this is the first time he ever heard it.
Okay, well, that
would be jarring.
Right.
Hey, I'm her Pilates boyfriend. Like, what? Like, what? I knew she did Pilates. I didn't know she had a
The joke keeps escalating, but it's like, oh, he's my work friends with benefits.
This is my bus stop, Hussy.
We share a dental vision plan through the work. I don't know.
I think it's just a weird, uncomfortable term.
This is my glory hole pal. I don't know.
You want to round us out here?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. User Temporary Truth 1969 asks, am I the asshole for telling my mom she can't share a room or bed with her boyfriend in my home?
Oh, a little bit of revenge.
That's, yeah. When I, 27 female, was in college, I met my boyfriend and we moved in together, sharing a place with some friends after dating for a year. I was 19 when we met and 20 when we moved in together. We decided from that point onward to take turns spending Christmas with our families. But the first year we were supposed to see mine, my mom made it clear my boyfriend could not stay and we weren't sharing a room or bed in her house.
Oh my God.
My dad argued in favor of letting it happen since I was an adult and living with him already, but mom said no. She hated that I wouldn't stay at their house. She hated that I wouldn't stay at their house then and instead booked an Airbnb. She said I should respect the rules of her house, and I told her I was.
She did.
But I didn't want to tell my boyfriend to be alone on the holidays, and especially when his family had welcomed us together happily. After that, I made it clear there would be no coming to visit like that if I couldn't sleep with my boyfriend. My mom said it wasn't like we were married, so she had every right to that rule. Okay. 2 years ago, my dad died, and for 11 months, my mom has been in a relationship with her boyfriend. Okay, that was...
Whoa. Oh, well, okay.
A year after, yeah. They don't live together exactly.
23 months.
Yeah. They don't live together exactly, but according to my brother, he was there most nights while he was still there. My mom and brother aren't really talking right now. My brother could hear mom and her boyfriend in bed, and he hated it, so he moved out. God. He's also 22 and had wanted to, but it gave him the push to move. Good for him. My mom was furious and demanded to know why he was leaving out of nowhere, and she freaked when my brother told her he was tired of hearing them.
Oh my God!
It started my mom off on him not being happy for her, and that she found someone again after her dad died. And she's making it about. This is all about her. This is all about the mom. My mom seems to be missing my brother being around. She told me she misses having her kids around her, so she wanted to visit for a week or two soon. She wanted to bring her boyfriend along, And I told her she can't share a room or a bed with him in my home.
Like a fantasy.
I told her she was... Oh, wait. I told her I do not want to hear that. And they just be... This mom be banging. She got mad at me, and I said she's a grown woman and should be allowed her freedom.
Oh, God.
I told her she was all right, denying it to me, and I wasn't even planning to have sex in her house. But it sounded like she doesn't care if we hear or not, and I'm not dealing with it. I also told her I wasn't going to reward her with sharing with her boyfriend when she has been so strict with me about it. My mom accused me of acting like a petty child. Am I the asshole?
Is this an everybody sucks one?
I didn't look at any of the comments, or I didn't.
My verdict is everyone sucks.
Yeah, it is like, but there's clear. I disagree.
Okay.
Well, I agree with an amendment, or I disagree, but do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, she's clearly stated she's tried to communicate boundaries with her mom, and it doesn't go through. And she seems like a controlling type, and when she doesn't have that power or that, that like leverage, that yes, to say it and to say because you did it to me, that sucks. So I will say everyone sucks, but I do not think the daughter is like out of line for saying this to her mom. Fair's fair.
Look,
that's the way I'm looking at it.
But I mean, you're talking.
She's not hypocritical.
But is she not? Because she wanted to sleep with her boyfriend in the house.
She wanted to share a bed.
Right. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
So we weren't gonna have sex. Okay, but
right.
She doesn't see a moral problem. Obviously, this is just a parent being like, not in my house. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, okay. And then the person says, I'm going to get an Airbnb. And he says, oh, you can't respect my rules. Like, well, she is respecting the rule because you said
she's
not in my house.
100% respect to the rule.
So, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of other dynamics going on here with control and stuff. But at the end of the day, this is 100% revenge because she's pissed.
True.
That, like, years ago, they wouldn't let her have her boyfriend in the bedroom. And that's, to me, why I feel like it's kind of assholeish. Because, like, for whatever reason, the mom... People do change. And for whatever reason, the mom at that time didn't want them together. Probably just the thought of her daughter getting railed in their house. Whatever. Dad didn't seem to mind. For whatever reason, maybe it's a religious thing. Maybe it's maybe it's just like people, they have rules. But the daughter doesn't see a problem with... There's no, the daughter doesn't have any ground here, in my opinion, to stand on, other than you did something to me, now I'm gonna now it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? And I totally get it. I totally get the impulse. And I just don't think it's a good... If I'm giving advice, I don't like the impulse.
Yeah.
But there's also the added fact that mom's going to be, loud coming all night.
Yeah.
That's going to be the beginning of the show. I'm so glad you're doing something noticeable with your arms so I can edit that together.
She's also standing up for the little brother because he, confirmed monkey sounds when mom was
getting banged by new dad. Didn't call him that.
So I gotta stand with the sister defending not just her own boundary, but Standing up for her brother, too.
Is it a boundary, though? That's what I'm saying. It's a boundary because she said it. But if mom had not years earlier not had the rule in her house, would this even be a discussion?
No.
Her primary thing is to get back at her mom. And be like, you didn't let me do it, so now I have control. I know. I got you. We're not that far apart. We could sit and negotiate this.
I do agree it's revenge. Like, you called it. And don't disagree there. But I think if it were not the exact same thing, I would, because it's the exact same thing, I don't see it as revenge.
And you know what? Actually, you know what? I think I'm coming around here.
That's just like the rule of the game. And she's just playing by the rule that the mom, it's like subversive.
Yeah, but listen,
you know what
I'm just playing by your rules, mom.
I know, you can't.
I mean, okay, I will say
get
this.
it.
I will say this. Shred of evidence here, pulling the threads. Treating your 22-year-old like you don't want him to leave your house is pretty weird.
Yes.
That's an age where you should be out of the house.
She was pissed he was leaving.
Yes.
Why are you leaving me, kind of thing.
So she is controlling.
Yes.
So it probably goes way beyond who sleeps in what bed. And it's to the point where it's affecting her adult children. And so I can see this being a general autonomy. I am an adult and you are an adult and we're on equal footing. I know you raised me, but I'm out of your house. I can see this from that perspective being a hill to die on. Where it's like, you are going to give me the same respect I give you.
You have to demonstrate your autonomy. And if that type of parent or person doesn't see you do it, they will always treat you the same way.
I think I get where you're coming from.
And that's where, yes, you have to like show them that you're willing to do it. No, like that is you have to take control of your life.
And she's standing up for the brother too, because she's saying he don't want to hear your monkey sex.
Yeah.
And you had this rule, and now I have this rule, and you have to respect it the same way I respected your rule.
Yep.
All right, you know what? Given the broader context, you've swayed me. I wish you had a better relationship with your mother, but that's probably largely in your mother's hands.
Yeah.
I hope that she sees this as a bigger issue, and But sometimes in life, you know what? I can sit here.
Maybe it is that shallow though. Maybe it is just revenge. And if that is the case, I agree with you.
But it probably isn't. If you're the type that's like, don't leave me, even though this kid's like almost in his mid-20s, you know?
Yeah.
That's some stifling shit. And I think I get where this person's coming from. Not because I've personally experienced it, but I think thinking about the control of the brother, and then it makes sense. Yeah, you're right. But there is an inescapable element of revenge there. But hey, look, I can sit here and pontificate online all day. At the end of the day, not everyone's going to do therapy or do this or figure out. Sometimes this is the way relationships work.
Yep. It's just a little messy.
It's just messy, and you're not going to just solve it and have the personal relationship. Sometimes it just happens in moments, and this is one of those moments where you're putting your foot down, you're giving a reason, and it's up to her to either respect that autonomy or not. All right, you sold me. Monkey sex mom. Thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow we got spicy reaction content. All the best videos you missed.
Yep.
Last week we had farts. We had Ionocraft.
What else do we have? We had farts.
Bro, I forget the minute I go downstairs to edit these. I have to rewatch the episode and take notes to even know what to say when I write out the descriptions. I have no short-term memory.
Well, that's because of the fucking Black Mirror that we stare into every day.
Yeah. Hey, join us on the Black Mirror tomorrow. Subscribe.
Like, subscribe.